Hello, everybody. Today we have Susie Herron with us. Is it Herron? Did I say that right?
Luckily, you did.
I did. Susie keeps me on my toes. Um, Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Video is not my forte, so here I am putting myself out there and doing what I gotta do, and you're the man with the plan that made me do it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, it's always good to do stuff that you don't really want to do, that's good for you at least, right?
Yes, they tell us we gotta step out of our comfort zone, so here I am, way out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of what got you into real estate?
Yeah, my real estate story is really, I guess somehow a little different than most because it wasn't intentional. I got my bachelor's degree from Bowling Green,
Okay.
and I got that in marketing. And when you get released out into the wild after this time, they make you believe you're going to be able to get a great job and do all these things and
Yeah.
it's going to be great. And then instead they tell you, oh, you can go sell copiers or, enterprise rent a car, something like that. And I'm like, yep, I hate all of that. So I thought, well, what can I use my marketing skills with? So I thought every other job that I really wanted was requiring 1 to 2 years of experience.
Sure.
So what could I do that could get me that experience without having to sell a copier because that sounded absolutely horrible to me.
Yeah.
So what I decided to do was go to real estate school. Back then we physically went. So,
Sure.
that was a different time, I guess. And
Make yourself sound like you're 100 years old.
I know I feel like I'm 100 years old, like I've been doing this forever, but it's been 13 years, which is
Has it really?
crazy. Yeah, yeah, it's really crazy the journey that I've been on. And yeah, I went to real estate school. I did it all within a month. And then I took my test, passed on the first time, luckily. And
Not an easy test, by the way.
right, right. And I started it and I thought, this isn't that bad. And then I just kind of latched on to a few different mentors. And, one of my mentors is Heather Smith LaPointe, who I look up to this day. She helps me with everything. And,
Right?
we've been great friends. And she's just someone that taught me a lot about, everything that I know. I watched her, I knew she was successful and I kind of latched onto her and, watching that. And I went through some really hard times in this career where I was living off my credit card and I thought, can I do this? And, now that I've stuck with it and I've actually done it, I'm so happy I did it. And it was a lot of tears, it was a lot of hours, but now it's like a different dream that I'm moving into.
What would you say is the lesson that you learned the most out of real estate after all these years?
Um, patience.
Business.
I am not a patient person. If you ask my friends, they'll tell you I'm trying to do a million things at once. I got 2 phones, a computer, who knows what else at one time that I'm trying to multitask on.
Sure.
And so patience has just never been something that I've truly had, I guess. And this job has taught me patience and control, really, because I've had to learn that sometimes a lot of things are out of my control and all I can do is what I can do to try to fix it. And a lot of times it's in other people's hands and
Yeah.
I just have to wait for things to happen sometimes. But if I can, I try to make them happen.
Yeah, that's a very good lesson to learn because the only way you're gonna learn that is to go through it, right?
The only way out is through it.
Just do it. That's
So
all right.
that's kind of a big lesson I've stuck to in my life too, I feel like. So
Do you look to any other people? I know you talked about Heather Smith, but are there any other people that maybe aren't in the business that you've pulled strength from? Like you have any any way that you looked up to um, growing up that has inspired you to basically become the person that you are today?
well, weirdly enough, I love to golf. I'm a big golfer.
Okay.
So someone I weirdly looked up to was actually Tiger Woods. I loved his intensity. I loved the way he trained and mastered his craft, and that's how I visualize myself. in this career, and that's what I want to do with that.
Interesting.
Yep.
It tells a lot about a person, though. That's good. Um, what can people expect when they do business with you?
I am very, very big advocate of communication. I do not like people sitting in the dark. I'm also a big advocate of education, which, as much as I don't like video, we will be doing lots of educational videos. So I'm excited because, communicating to clients and also educating them.
Yep.
What I've learned in this industry is I've always operated from a place of good faith, doing the right thing. I grew up on a farm. My dad's a farmer, still to this day, and hard work and
Yeah.
and being loyal and
Yeah.
and sticking along and doing the right thing is just something that's been instilled in me ever since I was very young.
Are you from the area?
No, I am from a little town called Circleville, Ohio.
Okay.
Now's my time to shine because the pumpkin show is the only reason why anyone knows that Circleville, Ohio exists. It's very small. And, that was another part of my struggle, I think, is coming from a different town and not being from here.
Yeah.
So that was another struggle in my business where I didn't kind of have that advantage of other people too with that. But that's kind of a little side note there.
Yeah, it seems like you've had challenges and you've always pushed through them.
Yeah, and it's, I kind of felt like I was always facing adversity a lot of the time and, and not being from here and struggling and knowing nothing and starting with nothing and just, you know, I really just believed in that hard work and those hours. I've done everything it takes to do this. I've been in a house that's $5,000 and helped that person. I've been in a house that's $1 million and helped that person. And for me, it's all about you take good care of someone and they want to take good care of you. And that's what this is all about, relationship building and things like that. And, I'm learning that there are a lot of agents out there that aren't full time, that don't communicate, that don't educate.
Sure.
I incur a lot of clients that have worked with other realtors and they tell me about their experience. And I would never want someone to say those things about me or my team. So I always make sure that I uphold a very high standard of service. I want people to be communicated with. I want them to be educated. You can't make any decision without being educated on it. So I want, my clients to feel confident knowing that I've experienced almost every situation there is. I learn something new every day, but
Yeah.
you know, and now I'm operating a team and that's a different thing for me.
Let's talk about that for me, because that's a different dynamic. What's that like?
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's another job on top of my job that's already multifaceted and different levels. But it's been really cool because, I've got to it's a different chapter for me. I think for the longest time it's, when you do this, you're focused on, me, I gotta sell the numbers, all these things. And, that was my thing. I've done all of that now. And now it's a different cool chapter where, I have Jessica Conrad on my team and she was like the first person to come on my technical team, although Kayla has been my assistant for many, many years and has stuck by my side and all my crazy ideas and all the, everything like that. And both of them came together and decided, to join me. And it's just been really cool because now it's like I've done all those things, but I want to teach them. I want to help them not make the mistakes I made and waste time like I did. And I want to mentor them. And now I want to see them succeed. I've already done the accomplishments, the awards, the whatever. And, at the time, that's like what you're zoned in on, right? That's what they tell you you're supposed to do. And now it's like, it's really cool because
Yeah.
I've gone through all this and now I can use this to help the people I care about and help their lives get better through this career too. So it's a new adventure, but I'm excited because it's different, new, and it's challenging for me. And I really like it.
What's the goal going forward? Broker?
I do plan on getting my broker's license. Yes. I am also a part owner investor in our Keller Williams office that is here as well. So, like I said, I wear many hats, but I'm someone that was always doing a million things at once. So for me, this is like,
It's natural.
yeah, and I like doing it, and it's been such a cool journey, that the ups and downs, the this and that, and ideally, I have a strange collection of weird photos and different things that I've taken, and I hope to write a book one day about this.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Something about day in the life of you, for the most.
Day in the Life of Susie is probably one of the craziest document series, whatever we could ever watch, probably.
Can't wait to see it.
We could come filming.
Um, is there something, I know we talked about a lot of your accomplishments and all that other stuff, but is there something on your resume that you're proud of that you haven't talked about yet?
Oh. I don't know. I don't really like to talk about things like this. I've always been so, and maybe that's the country part of whatever. I prefer to just be humble about it, I guess. I don't know.
No worries.
No, not really. I'd say, and this is gonna sound really materialistic, I guess, but at the same time, it's really not. It's more about this having a dream. But when I was a young girl, and I just thought about this because I ended up getting a new car on Christmas, and when I was a young girl, I would watch TV, and I always saw Mercedes Benz, and that was like my dream, was to have a Mercedes Benz. I wrote, if I have a Mercedes Benz, I will make it, right?
Yeah.
And I remember back when I was, younger in this career, and it was like a weird time, and I thought to myself, I could maybe do it, and I was gonna stretch myself to do it. And I was like, I can get my first Mercedes Benz. This is crazy. And I thought, you know what? I really can, but kind of can't afford this vehicle, but I'm gonna do it because it'll push me to work harder, and this is my dream, and
Yeah.
what I want to create is my dream. And so, now it's like I've had, what is my fourth one, I think, and it's silly because now I don't see it as a materialistic thing, but I just remember me as a young girl, and that was my dream to have one of those, and I thought I made it when I got that. That wasn't the truth, by the way. A Mercedes doesn't mean you make it. But now,
It was one of the plays that you hit.
yeah, and it was one of those things, and you watch the Christmas commercials and stuff like that, and I just ended up getting a new car, another one, and that's I was like, wow, like that's the commercial. You got the Benz with the bow and everything, and it was a moment for me to reflect and say I was so blessed to have all these things. But now I look at things differently, like I said, and now it's the people around me that I want to see succeed, and I want to see them live their dream and get their car, and do all that stuff, and have family. And Kayla, my assistant, she's about ready to have a baby, and I was so excited.
You're growing the family.
We're gonna have a little new scene. I know, they're gonna be just automatically on. So life looks a little different for me now, and I'm okay with that. And I like it. It's a different challenge. It's a new chapter in my life.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your story and everything. How do people get in touch with you if they want to do business with you?
Oh, is this where we insert the plug? Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you want to get a hold of myself or my team, and my team name, it's Susie and Co. Home Team, and we're at Keller Williams Citywide right now. And how you can get a hold of us, you can either text me or call me directly. My direct number is 419-304-2351. We also have a email that you can get with us. That'll come to all of us. It's one general email, but it's just Susie and Co Home Team at gmail.com. And Susie is spelled Suzy, in case anyone needs to know that. That is a small technicality. But yeah, we'd love to have, whoever reach out to us, see if we're a good fit. I believe in interviewing several agents. Obviously, like I said, I come across a lot of different people that
Sure.
have worked with a lot of different agents that weren't a right fit or whatever else. And, we would love the opportunity to work with you if you're interested in working with us, and just reach on out. We also got a Facebook page and all that normal stuff that we're supposed to have. So you can get a hold of us anywhere there too.
So exciting. Really nice uh, sitting down with you and talking with you at length a little bit more about your journey and your experience in the industry. So it's impressive how much you've accomplished just by a dream. So
Yeah, I guess you just got to be crazy enough to do it, right?
there's enough to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.